not mean facts, but wow. Out loud. And they're not actually wed. Got them out here fornicating. Hey guys, it's your girl Leisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are here with another reaction to When Life Gives You Tangerines, the K-drama, Netflix K-drama that just came out this year, starring IU and a bunch of other people, because let's face it, it's only about IU. Just kidding. So the first episode was really bittersweet. We were introduced to our main characters and we got to get a little bit of background on why life for Asun was difficult growing up, the example of womanhood that she was given, and the fact that despite that, she's always been a bit of a spitfire and a girl with her own ambition and direction. And so anyways, we kind of ended the episode with Asun as an adult. She's trying, well, I don't know if I say an adult, she's still in a school uniform, so she's grown up anyways, and she is trying to study and become a writer, which is something she always wanted to do, but she is still, of course, having to support her family, and we see that she's had the beautiful but diligent support of Guan-shik this entire time, quietly helping her at her side, despite the fact that his family is not too fond of that. So we see this episode is called Sassy First Love, so I do wonder if that's going to be between these two, because we see that so far Asun seems to be denying any romantic feelings for Guan-shik, but I'd be surprised if they haven't developed after all this time. So we're about to jump into the episode, but just before I do, a reminder that if you'd like to be in the know of when I drop episodes, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And also a reminder that you can watch a full uncut version of this reaction on my Patreon right now. You can go ahead, get over there and join if you'd like to watch the whole thing and watch along with me there. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. Not in English. She said, leave me alone.
No thank you, Rapshinda. No thank you.
Yongo, she's like, no, she ain't interested. And it's true, she's never asked for that help. Even though she deep down appreciates it, she has never asked.
생선집 아들이나 해녀 딸이나 그 밥에 그 나물이지.
Not him changing your girl, you better marry him. Honestly though, with her growing up seeing the way her stepfather is, I do not blame her for making sure that any man in her life is willing to do the work. Okay? No free labor here. She saw what happened to her mom when that happened.
아 저도 안 가져 저도. 내가 머리에 총 맞았어? 선놈한테 시집가게? 무조건 서울놈한테 시집갈 거야. 선놈한테는 절대. 급기야 노스텔지어도 모르는 놈은 절대. Never.
He could learn. Oh, you hurt his feelings.
그럴라면 손 빼. 서울놈 호주머니다 너.
That's stand up for yourself. That's right, Guan-shik. That's what I thought. Not moving that hand though. Besides, she's acting like he can't move to Seoul with her. Like, this man would probably follow you into hell, ma'am. Respectfully.
저서 배불러 완? 너무 몰지 마세요. 너무 몰면 사고 쳐요.
Right, there you go.
그러시네. 아니까
You don't want them against the world.
너도 뜬 눈으로 아들 털려. 우리 시어머니한테는 며느리가 강도였네.
I think that's what she's saying, actually.
그냥 주세요. 놀만치 놀면
I
알아서
mean,
먹고 뭘
he's been
그렇게
hanging out with her
안달하셔요.
since he was like 8. I don't think anything's changing.
인생의 공짜가 반이야.
You should be
불쌍해
grateful.
먹일 거면 걸뱅이 좋지.
학교서도
He said that when he was a kid too.
불쌍하다고 10년을 생선 받쳐.
Right?
불쌍하다고 10년을 꼬봉짓해.
그니까 왜 주냐고.
Okay, gotta spell it out for her.
사람을 좀 보고 말하라고. 이놈 이렇게 매기기만 하고 멋있질 않아.
You never make a move?
가타부타 짓거려서 얽히진 말라.
You wanted to make a move. Say a lot of things about homie, but he's never been a coward. Then move your hand. Okay, that might have been a bit much. That might have been a bit
너는
much.
개코딱지랑 뽀뽀해?
인중이거든.
나도 걸뱅이랑 뽀뽀 안 해.
You asked him to talk. He's talking.
아 그러니까 그만 떠들라고.
Ooh.
근데 이 이기적인 새끼는 남의 주머니에다 지 주먹을 왜 쏙 쳐놓고 허구한 날 주둥이는 왜 반딱대?
뭐 발랐다.
왜?
준비.
뭐?
To be ready.
나는 거의 14살 때부터 준비했거든.
Okay, well, since we're confessing, I thought so. Stubborn kids. It's the most awkward kiss ever. Oh my gosh. End it. My bad, 90s. Okay, a lot longer than I... Oh, maybe we did another time jump. Never mind. I think we did another time jump. She has a page. Even I didn't have a pager in the 90s, girl. I was also a child, but it's not the point.
엄마 그런 적 어딨냐? 목사님 가만 보면 정신 나간 것 같아.
꺼져.
Ooh, spicy.
아, 이놈의 거 버리든가 치우든가.
Hey, that's some classic furniture.
그래도 시집은 안 가.
Oh! All right, sir.
오늘
Was it? I think she makes you a little weak in the knees, and that's okay. She's had you by the knees since you were very young. But I just noticed they did not show the face of that husband there, so I'm wondering if she really didn't marry him. And this is being referred to as first love, not the love, you know? Oh, she's happy. No? Okay, that's a look. That's a choice.
춥나 보다 하면 너무 뜨겁게.
Really, Dad? Ready to bring more kids into this world you're not going to support?
아, 뭔 상점 내시고 살아요? 경찰 씨가 지금 체면 차릴 때예요?
Why are you telling you to shush? You brought this woman this fire hydrant to your house. He does have a type, though. He seems to like the feisty ladies.
뭐가 고달퍼?
고달프면 뭐? 식모살인
I don't believe she was talking to you,
이 세상 여기가
miserable.
지대보게?
Continue to stare out to the sea.
문학소녀? 대학을 가? 장손도 안 간 대학을?
I would smack him so hard.
신밥이 그릇 남아난들 집 나간 개를 주랴?
Thank you. Asking for that.
떼요 왜? 남의 걸 왜 떼요? 왜 손대요? 아줌마 것도 아니면서. 그럼 나보고 전처 영정까지 머리맡에 지고 살라고? 엄마 사진 뛸 때 뭐 했어? 어?
Eating
땡기랑
those
먹으면 다?
popsicles that got bribed with, obviously.
벌써부터 지편 만들자고 영악 떠는 거.
Who's been raising them?
애한테도 돈 꿨어?
이놈이. 내가 그럴 사람이야. 나는 성격상.
내 등록금 줘요.
Yeah, you promised.
오갈 데 없는 거 먹여주고 재워줬더니 보증까지 내놔라. 내 돈 줘요.
Break that picture over her head, please.
나한테 빚 갚을 돈이 없어서 산다는 설이 있어.
남인옥이.
왜 이 연병철아?
Still spineless. He's always been the same man, though. I'm sorry, son.
기술 가르쳐. 숙식해줘. 월급 줘. 애국해. 너로선 이만한 장땡도 없다고 봐야지. 거기다 너 안다라는 육지 아니냐?
They don't want you. They never did, unfortunately.
그러니까 월급은
Half the money for what? I'm not even gonna be living. Wow. Just surrounded by leeches.
동생 치닥거리, 종손 치닥거리
Period.
다 안 해요.
안 가.
Period.
예순아. 근데
Esuna, you have the right to say that?
세상 천지 너 반길 아랫목 없다고.
This is hard, sis. I don't even know what to tell you. It sucks to have such a useless family in every direction. I don't know why she didn't think that her stepfather was not going to eventually just remarry and do exactly what he did to her mom. That's the only way he knows how to function.
왜 누가 또
나 부산 가래.
Oh, Busan, not Seoul.
순남이 순봉이 생기는 깨끼에 넘어갔고.
This incoherent story. It's just like, okay, whatever. I'll just try to piece it together, babe.
천지의 오해순이 반긴다는 거 양아시기밖에 없으니까.
Sadly, it's true. And she didn't want to come to you, if it's any consolation. Oh, wow. Maybe don't put it that way, but... Asun, she's always been pretty direct and honest.
무조건 서울로만 시집 갈 거야.
So
순정은
he's saying the poem that she's
물결같이
accused him of not having? Or knowing? Well, he's been memorizing it, though. He loves you bad, Asun. He is down terrible.
시인은 나 육지는.
That could maybe happen later.
그래도 꼭 하나는 죽어도 해줄 거야.
Which is?
말이라도 좀 그냥 다 해준다고.
You want him to lie to you, sweetie?
근데 너 지지?
He might. He's pretty stubborn, though. I don't think so. And if you actually love him back, truthfully, he will... Yes, that's enough with the poem. But yeah, if you actually stand by him, you've seen that kid is very stubborn. He will find a way. And that's how it is with everyone, right? When you really want something, you let nothing stand in your way. You will make it happen. Somehow or some way, we find a way. It sucks that it came down to that, though. I know she didn't want to marry him for the sake of having means. I mean, she does love him too, but you know. I I hope those are her shoes. I really hope those are those stepmother's shoes. Take those things. Greedy cow.
색경은 받아가야지.
Sorry, kiddos. Oh, yeah. So your sister's like, do what you gotta do, sis. Aw, they love you. But what are they gonna do? You can't take care of them. It's not really your responsibility either. I really hope that that stepmother takes good care of them, though. I have a feeling once her kid shows up, it's gonna be a different story. Did she steal her stepmom's jewelry? Good. Hag.
뭐 할머니가 나를 징역 살리고 싶겠는데.
Only if you get caught. Man's shaking. Oh my god. Hurry up and do this while there's still nerve.
말 하나로 합치면 죽으나 사나 하나로 가는 거라고.
She's like, make sure you're sure.
그니까 쫄리면 지금 물러.
Fair.
내 19년 인생 중에
19 years. It's not no time at all.
지금이 제일 신나.
Hurry up.
너 100m 몇 초 뛰어?
24초.
The way she has it measured. The folly of youth, hey? They think love's gonna be enough. I hope it is, but I have a feeling.
도민증.
Why do you need it?
신분증 없으면 너희들은 김신조다.
Really? I'm automatically a North Korean? But I guess they're also minors, and that's the problem.
저기요.
미성년자 맞지?
You can't tell by our extraordinarily young faces.
아 뭐란 거람신이. 나 주광 모르구나.
She's got one line, and she's sticking to it.
뭐냐고?
부부.
He's like, we are? I mean, we are. Mm-hmm. Lion say you're pregnant, then it's gonna look bad if he throws you overboard.
가자 여보.
Couldn't look more clueless. I love it. You guys are probably gonna have to figure something out though, because I don't know if they're gonna let y'all live together if they think you're both single and minors. Oh, the pawn shop, right? First place. Let's hope this stuff is not fake.
누구들 뭔데?
What?
부부인데요.
Exactly.
저 근데 빠른 사고인데요.
Don't be doing that math,
사고
huh?
범띠.
사고 소띠인데
Got caught.
기분 잡지 어쩝니까?
Take the
방을
key.
주시게요?
부산 인심예 찍입니다.
She said, I'm gonna save the reputation of Busan. Soul who? Soul where? Take the key and run.
할머니가 그렇게 무서워?
Yes,
할머니 안 무서워.
you are. That's why you ran away in the middle of the night.
너 서럽게 할까봐 무섭지.
That's probably valid, but it's okay if you're scared of your grandma, bro. It's kind of everything in your life right now. Their approval does matter.
너는 운전고시 치워.
Yeah, but then you
운전에
can
내가 나갈 거니까.
at least try to get a job or get into university. You need a GED.
배는 고라도 마음은 안 골겠다 싶어서.
Glad you know.
새도끼가 알짜야?
This is her way of complimenting you.
운동기는 누가 주지도 않아.
Damn! You kind of deserve that, girl. You be putting the man down all the time just because he's an island boy. He just had to let you know. He's like, I could get saucy too. Why are you so far away, bro? It's kind of cold in here.
부부래매.
That's right. Man and wife,
이게
get your ass
부부냐?
over here. Ma'am, you don't want to get into a family way before you get your
아
GED.
이게 부부냐고.
가락지 다 털리고 뭐 좋아? 민옥이 그
Well, she knows they're all fake anyway.
배에서도 아주 깽판을 쳤다고 소문이 그-
Wow, news traveled that fast?
그거 아주 운치 있어. 말하자면 사랑의 도피 아니냐고.
And why are they on the run?
운치고 나발이고 일단 배 고르면 쌍방이 왼수가 타지는 거라고.
No, that's just you because he actually works. You should learn about it.
그걸 어디가 찾아 못 찾아 못 찾아.
Oh, at least the stepdad doesn't want to be caught.
거기는 첫날 밤이네.
Sir, don't stir the pot, right? Like she doesn't want to think about that. And it's fine. They're gonna pray tonight.
보석. 맛도 못 보고 가신 파이다.
Well, she did give you food. This lady's really sweet.
드시는 데서 알딸딸하이 등지지면 후라이판 위에 인절미 맨기로
It's
녹아.
true. You might overheat. Be careful.
천천히.
Yeah, she's gonna make your bed together since you're.
하소.
Oh, get busy, ma'am.
아 명색이 첫날 밤
Mind your bed.
아닌가.
Can you leave, please? This man is about to literally explode.
까막누이가 와도 사스삼경 다 뛰고 나갑니다.
야 아주머니.
Right, ma'am? Right? We are virgins.
욕 보이소.
Wow. I mean, facts, but wow. Out loud? And they're not actually wed. Got them out here fornicating. You sleeping awful comfortable. Someone with no job and no money. Get up and wash your face. That makeup was too much.
뒷간 깨끗해.
어? 응.
Why is he hiding a wallet?
그냥 못이 빠진 것 같아.
Oh, yep. Just stop touching it.
그럼 그냥 냅둬.
Yeah, before they charge you for it. Ma'am, shouldn't you be going to find an exam or something? Uh-oh. Got the bill? She way too comfortable for somebody who ain't paying for nothing. Yep.
어제 아줌마가 다
641.
서비스라고 계속 주지 않았어?
Nothing's on the house, sweetheart. No, I saw that he had it, but what is it for? Where's his bag? Did she take their stuff? Probably as collateral to make sure they pay.
우리 가방 어딨어?
She did. She probably took your bags as collateral to make sure.
언니 오빠들 가방 들고 오는 거 봤나?
아니 무슨
This is scary.
가방도 없는 꼴뱅이 새끼들 애처럼가 봐주더만. 운전 가방도 깔락하네.
아니.
No, I think they definitely had them.
그러면 고마 우리 경찰 부르지.
No, we can't
경찰
have that. They
부르고
already know. So they knew you weren't gonna
가출했다고
pay.
신고해삐까?
You got scammed. Sorry. Can you at least give her mom's picture back then? Asshole. Handsome vixen. Mama, you petty. You petty. She pretty and you know it.
해몽?
They didn't even do anything for conception dreams, so please relax.
아우 이 와중에 뭐 닭장을 쓰고 싶어.
자리 제주에 전화 놓고 너그마 배 타고 오시라 해라. 가스나 다리 몽디를 고막한 맛.
우리 집 죄진 거 어떻게 알아요?
Probably the way you speak. Oh, you did go through the bags.
가라.
That's what it is.
가라.
You have our bags.
맹맹백백함 따지볼까?
배표. 세배관 가방에서 배표 나왔죠.
Exactly. You think we're dumb because we're from the island?
닭대가리가.
Their daughter's just a little
내가 봐.
little parrot.
왜 우리 엄마 사진도 들었는데. 내가.
Her dead mother.
그거 우리 전 재산인데.
I give her her mom's picture back. That's the one thing I say is like that's
엄마
irreplaceable.
사진 그거 하는데.
I would have smashed up the place, called the cops.
지들이 잡아먹힐 줄도 모르고.
This is a hard lesson about the world, sweetheart. I'm sorry. But don't worry, those people will get what's coming to them.
애들이 마녀를
In the stove.
아궁이에 넣어주고
Yep. You know what you need to do.
산채로 불사질러.
I like where this is going.
거기 있는 금은보화 싹 다 털어갖고
Mm-hmm.
오래오래 행복하게 살았대.
오해순이
No. Let her cook.
후라이팬 위에 인절미맹기로 녹아빈다.
Wow, the exact same scam each time, hey?
코딱가리 많은 것들이 딱가리 열리게 해갖고 내 차치기 빌라다
Is she
살리줬다.
gonna be able to maintain her temper? Just need Asun not to lose it, because that's kind of her thing.
그 서비스.
그술 먹으면 다 털려요. 막 먹고 인절미 대라 그랬죠.
Oh, that's a good thing she stuck to the script.
다시는 잠도 없나.
She ain't sleeping tonight. No freebies.
내일 술값 더블로 받아 내가.
Double. An interesting place to put your stolen goods. They've been thieves. They probably don't even own this hotel.
그래봤자 우리가 믿죠. 금괴골이랑 똔똔이 돼? 내가 도둑질이 아니라니까.
Okay, he's stress eating. Never mind.
마치 오빠. 오빠 너 이제 가장이야.
He's like, wait, I'm not even legally married. What are you talking about? Oh, yabo. Not her using the emotional manipulation. Y'all sleep real sound for thieves. Okay, no, I was wondering why they were more sensitive to sound, but if that's what you're used to, never mind. I don't know if they'll even think to look on top of the lampshade, because who looks there? I don't even think they can reach it without a ladder or a stool. I will never not be impressed by how tiny Asian people can crouch themselves into. My knees would never let me get that small. And I'm pretty sure that actor's probably about 6 feet. Or her Brett. Can you let it go?
그냥
Yeah,
사줄게.
but it's sentimental to her. It was the first kind thing someone gave her. Come on, girl. Fight her, Asun. I know you got it. Don't you dare. He's never gonna leave you. You know that's not gonna happen. Say you're pregnant. Say you're pregnant, quickly.
새끼 이거 지금 뭐 하는 거야 지금? 어?
Yeah, you didn't think he would, huh? Gonna put your knee on his girl's belly?
최배달이었다.
Punch her right in the boob.
엄마는
That's right. That's right. How dare you? That's right. I'm from Jeju, okay? The streets of Jeju. Yes! Hadouken! That's how we end the episode. That's crazy. I'm glad their daughter didn't have to witness that violence, though. But sorry, your parents are scammers. You deserve what you see. You are taking bad lessons, repeating everything they said word for word. That girl's onto a life of thievery her own self. All right, well, that episode, it felt like it went a lot faster than the first one. But we see that life for Asun, unfortunately, is not getting any easier, any better per se. She's now, well, not really an adult. She's 18, 19, I guess. So I know in Korea, the age of majority is 19. So Gwon-shik is technically an adult, but she may not be yet. Either way, this is usually a time when most kids are still somewhat reliant on their families unless they get married. And this is supposed to be, what, 67? So yeah, I mean, at this point, most people her age would probably just get married off to somebody and start a family, and that would be the way to make a living. Or as we saw her useless uncle say, she could go to bigger cities and get trade jobs. It wouldn't be the best life. She wouldn't make a ton of money, but it would be a way to, make somewhat of a living. But we already know that Asun, after last episode, she is determined to live a better life than her mom had. And not just because, she looked down on her mom or anything like that. It was because her mom really had that wish for her. And she is a dreamer, right? She's always wanted to go to school and become a poet and do all these things. And that dream isn't dead despite the fact that she's had to work so hard. But anyways, we see that unfortunately her stepfather has not changed at all. And I mean, I guess, like, as I said, she probably should have known that her stepfather was going to find another lackey, but how could she, right? She was too young to understand the scam that her stepfather was running when she was young. But now, unfortunately, I think she now sees that her stepfather will always leech onto a woman who works, right? That man has made thankfully, he's somewhat attractive, and that's probably what's gotten him this far, is that he's attractive enough to get a lady to fall for him. And he's not dumb. He finds women who can support him financially, and so that he can continue to do absolutely nothing. And we see that she does not feel like she should have to take care of Asun because that's not his biological child, right? There's no obligation really, unfortunately, for him to take care of her. And it sucks then that I've seen that happen in Korean society a lot, even now, that sometimes step parents don't have any type of love or affection for stepchildren. I mean, in this case, like I said, it's a very rare situation with Asun because she technically isn't related to this man. It's only to the siblings, but all the same, yeah, she's a bit of a hag for that, honestly. But I guess she was also thinking that because Asun was not a minor, she just figured, okay, she's old enough to either get married or find somewhere else to go. And again, I think it's still cold though, especially considering the fact that Asun was the primary caregiver for her siblings. But as usual, her stepfather did nothing to stand up for her. And I mean, I can't blame her siblings. They're too young to do anything other than be, worried about themselves, right? I think they've already figured out that they're kind of on their own where their dad's concerned too. So I kind of like that when she was running away, her siblings both were like, do you, sis? Like, we don't really like this hag either, but where else we gonna go, right? This is home and this is our dad. So anyways, yeah, poor Asun, we see that she just unfortunately was put between a rock and a hard place. She even tried going back to her grandmother, but she realized immediately coming to that house and looking at it, and I love that they showed the scenes of how the house is falling into disrepair. There's not a lot of room. Her grandmother is working, like her grandmother, I don't know how old she is at this point, but I gotta assume she's in her 60s, 70s. Point is, typically an age where most people would not be wanting to do any work, and yet her grandmother is here, still working because she has to. She's like, this is just to be able to give, a little food in the house. Like, it's not enough to support us. And it's looking like her uncle's pretty useless as well. Like, I mean, what is it with these men not working? Anyway. But yeah, so she tried to find some help there, but we see that her grandmother's like, we're really not in a position to put you up. Like, I don't think her grandmother would have turned her away. Like, I think her grandmother, if it came down to it, she would let her stay there. But we see that she's not really the woman of the house, right? That's her uncle. And you know what I mean? He's the man of the house. She can't make the decisions is what I'm trying to. She's not the main decision maker in the house. Her uncle is, and her uncle, God, he's just a miserable man, isn't he? I don't know why he has such vitriol for this girl who is nothing other than his niece, but I guess he didn't approve of his brother's marriage, or maybe he was always jealous of his brother. I don't know. But either way, he basically said, I'm not keeping you here either. You can go get a work. Get this. Go live and work in a factory in Busan, but send us half of your wages because it's for it's your grandfather, or what did he say? It's the debt of your father that you're paying off. Like, again, I don't know what happened with her dad. My guess is he probably couldn't work and had to take money because he was sick. But all the point is, it doesn't matter. He was so quick to tell her that her mom was not there, but it's like, yeah, well, neither is your brother, bro. And why should she carry on the debt of her father that she had, like, as a baby when it was accrued? I need you to be so serious. But anyway, we see that my girl A-sun was really left with no choice, right? She didn't know what else to do, where to turn. Jeju's a small place. There's not a lot of places she can go. She can't really work there. We saw from her mom, like, not much has changed, right? Her mom even said, like, the only jobs you're going to have here is either to be a hard laborer doing farm work, or you're going to be a hanryo, which her mom basically made her swear she would never become. So there's not a lot of options for her there. And so she ended up doing what she didn't necessarily want to do, which was going to Gwanchik. And coming to Gwanchik, there was actually a really cute moment there at the beginning where we hear A-sun, who just, my girl yaps, right? She talks for the sake of talking. And she's talking about how she ain't never gonna marry no island man. Island men are not it. Her mom married 2 island men and look what happened to her. And, she gonna marry her a man from Seoul and move to Seoul. All the while this man, Gwanchik, is changing her shoes for her, carrying her stuff for her, bringing her fresh fish every day and any other food he can bring. And she got her hand right up in his pocket. And I just love that after she was talking all that smack, he eventually said, you know what? If you want a man from Seoul, put your hands in his pocket, get your hands out of mine, girl, please. I'm going to need you to settle all the way down. And unsurprisingly, my girl was like, all right, I'll be quiet or whatever. But it was a very cute little moment. Like, I think what's sweet about this is I understand where A-sun is coming from, right? Everything she's seen about her home has been kind of painted in this negative light, between her mother's hardship to seeing, losing her father, to seeing her stepfather not be a very helpful person, to how unfortunately unhelpful her father's side of the family is to the society in Jeju that looks down on her, despite the fact that they're just ever so slightly doing better than she is. It's not a positive place for her. And so, for her, it's not that she has an issue with Gwanchik per se. Like, she knows that he is a wonderful person and a kind person, but it's what she thinks he represents, which is stagnancy, which is failure to achieve the dream she always wanted, failure to live up to what her mother asked her, right? So that's kind of more what she's warring with right now. That is like, I love this man and he's a good man, but if I get with him, am I settling? Have I somehow given up on something? And I can understand why she would feel like that's potentially the case. So anyways, we see that she ended up having to ending up doing exactly what she didn't want to do, right? I thought that was really funny, her whole temper tantrum with him about how, why did it have to be an island man that I ended up having to be with anyways? But hilariously, we see that Gwanchik is doing his best. Like, he knows himself, right? He's not ashamed of being a Gwonju, sorry. He's not upset with being a Jeju man. He's not ashamed of that. He loves that about himself, but he recognizes that for her, it means something different. Like, no one, I would say, knows her better than Gwanchik. That man has been there since forever from what we've seen. He's always been watching her from afar or right by her side. He's not at all scared of her blustering. He knows her emotions. Like, that is her best friend, if nothing else. That is her best friend in the whole world. But anyway, we see that in the end, she's like, I have no other options. I think that, I have to go. Like, I don't have a home. I have nowhere to go. And I refuse to do what I would have to do to stay here. And so we see that she convinces Gwanchik to go with her to Busan. She wants to get off the island and see if there's any way she can make her way in the big city. And of course, they have no money. So they did what they could. And as I said, unfortunately, they got thrown into the deep end very quickly of how the world is. Because not only are they young, but Jeju is a very isolated place and it's a small place. So being thrown from that into the bustle and the hustle of a big city was quite the wake-up call for them. And I actually really like the difference that we saw in the family's reactions, right? And how, well, I mean, A-Sun's stepdad was like, he doesn't really care about anything. Like, I don't think he dislikes A-Sun or doesn't have love for her, but he doesn't really care about her either, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't even think he really cares about his kids. This man only cares about himself. But anyway, you can see he was kind of mildly like, I don't know if that was such a good idea. Like, aren't you upset? And I think a part of him was kind of like, maybe we should check in on her. But of course, the stepmother, his new wife, is like, why should I care? Like, she's out of my hair, which is what I wanted. Yeah, I lost some jewelry, but it's a lot less than me having to take care of her full time, which is what she didn't want, right? And so anyways, and also you can see she was kind of like, I'm actually kind of proud of her for, like, you know, leaving and doing her own thing. And then we see the difference though, of course, Guan-Shik's family, I think he is the only son. And so the mother is absolutely freaking out because you saw the grandmother already warned her that that boy was head over heels for A-Sun, but of course she just thought it was going to be a phase, that, you know, as soon as he got older, he went away to school or something, that he would get over her and move on. And so now, of course, she feels like her first of all, she can't believe her son did this, but second of all, it's like, damn, my mother-in-law was right. So anyways, and understandably, honestly, like, Guan-Shik's mother is acting the way that A-Sun's stepfather should be acting, truthfully. You know, two kids who know nothing about the outside world running away is a dangerous situation, particularly when there's an active war going on, right? So she's understandably scared and she wants to just drag her son back home, but we'll see whether or not they actually manage to get a hold of him, or whether or not these two get to do anything crazy before that happens, because we see that, I mean, I know that that's not what they want, but I'm thinking if this continues, she's going to have to marry Guan-Shik, because it's just not a safe place for a young girl to be single at this particular time, right? And honestly, having a husband would be a more benefit to her than not in this situation. But anyways, that was a very cute thing that played into their whole situation at the hotel of saying that they were husband and wife. I mean, this is literally Guan-Shik's dream, right? He would marry A-Sun tomorrow, no questions asked, if she asked it or if she was okay with that. But I know he really just wants to support her in whatever it is that makes her happy. And I think, again, she just thinks that being married is going to equal losing at this moment. So anyway, I just thought all the stuff at the hotel was super cute. Even the way she gave him that kind of backhanded compliment about how he's steel as far as she's concerned, in the sense of like, he's reliable, he's strong, but also she's like, you may be unbendable, but I know you'll never break my heart, right? Which I think he really liked. I think he was happy to know that she knew that his love up until now has very much been unconditional. So anyway, that was cute up until they got scammed, which was sad, but they should have known ain't nobody that nice in a big city. I mean, I was kind of hoping, hey, it was the 60s maybe, but yeah, unfortunately they got scammed. And we see that they're about to try to get their stuff back, and it didn't exactly go well because my girl had to get her Brett back. But I get it, right? I love that, I love that Guan-Shik said to her, like, leave the Brett. It's just like, I mean, I'm sure it didn't cost much. And he was like, it's fine, like, I'll get you another one. But I love that it shows that A-Sun is so beautifully sentimental. She's so beautifully sentimental about the littlest of things, and I don't think that even Guan-Shik would have recognized that, but she recognizes the kindness that it was that Guan-Shik gave her that Brett, and also the fact that it's a symbol of how much he's loved and been there for her, and she doesn't take that for granted, even though she acts like she does. So anyways, I thought it was just a cute moment that she really did not want to, especially after losing her mom's photo too. She's probably, I'm gonna lose everything that means something to me to these damn people. And also the audacity of them to put a stolen piece of property on their daughter in broad daylight. Like, anyway, so yeah, we see that that's how we ended the episode, with looks like them about to tussle with these thieves, but I feel like that's the minimum they deserve, because how dare you steal from these kids knowing they've got nothing. But hopefully it won't turn out too badly for them, because obviously if the police are called, they will be sent back home, because they are minors with no ID and no jobs. So yeah, things may not go too well for them if they do get caught. But I'm liking the little the duo that's going on here, and I'm still not exactly sure what we saw. We saw the jump forward to 1993. I'm assuming that was her, but as I said, they didn't show the husband's face, or whoever came in and gave the boy the chicken. We didn't see the face of that person, so I feel like if they didn't show Guan-Shik's face, then it's potentially because Guan-Shik didn't end up being her man. And yeah, knowing K-dramas, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they didn't end up together despite everything. But anyway, we'll just have to see. I'm sure there's a reason why they're holding off on that part of the storytelling now. But if I'm following this correctly anyways, A-Sun in the future sister ends up with 3 children. So, I mean, I guess that's better than nothing. And we see that she's living what looks like a decent life, but it looks like she's in an apartment, which means she probably is still in the city, which probably also means she never went back to Jeju, or not never, I didn't go back to Jeju as an adult. But anyway, lots of guesses on my part at this point. But yeah, that was another cute episode. And yes, Gwanchik and Asun are very, very cute. But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens here, if they actually do get to the point of getting to do something about this relationship, or if fate inevitably rips them apart. That's it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching along. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.